welcome to the first week, the ending of the first week, the challenge, the 1 hour walk. Something I'm going to try new today. I'm using this application called Map My Walk from Under Armour. I'm going to be recording this workout so that way I can get some sort of calorie count. So we have the duration, we have the distance we've walked, the pace, and calories. So I'm not sure exactly how accurate this is, but it's at least something. And the reason I want to do this information, well, it's not only for me, but again, hopefully for the viewers, they can use these videos as a little bit of a template for their own exercise. So for anyone watching, feel free to share your own statistics with me. If you use a similar application, I'd love to see how many calories you've lost. You know, what was your pace, the distance, if you were able to do the entire walk with me, so on and so forth. Again, this is all about community and making it so that people can achieve their fitness goals. So like I said, we're doing a 1 hour walk today, and this will wrap up our first week of this sort of challenge that we're walking, or not walking, but this challenge that we're doing of daily walking. So I really hope that if anyone's been watching these videos, they've been able to do a little bit of walking every single day. And I'm very excited to see if anyone has made any significant improvements within the past week. There's a lot of different things I tried in the last week. Of course, we've done the walking videos. We've done some at-home workouts, you know, chest, shoulders, forearms. And I'm excited to continue trying out new things. I may or may not, I'm not entirely sure yet, but I may make a small stretching video at the end of this video. So if you watch the entire walk, you can also stay tuned at the end and you can see me perform a very basic full body-ish flexibility routine. And there's a reason I'm doing a basic one, because as I've mentioned before, my mobility and flexibility is not great, but it is something that I want to improve on. If you all remember from an earlier video, I sort of called it the fitness hollows, very similar to the Deathly Hollows for all you Harry Potter fans out there. So again, just a reminder, the Deathly Hollows, what are they? 3 important things within the Harry Potter universe. One of them is the Elder Wand, then you have the Resurrection Stone, and you have the Invisibility Cloak. So I thought of the Fitness Hollows, 3 important pillars in fitness. I'd say strength, cardio, and flexibility / mobility. So trying to introduce that into these videos would be a lot of fun, and it would certainly be a good way for me to hold myself accountable. I was very close to doing a walk in a park today, but I think I just need to plan it a little bit better. I was thinking of going actually a little bit further from where I live to some nicer walking trails, but I do hope in the future to introduce some other type of walking paths, so that way you all can look at something different and also be motivated just to do your own walking elsewhere. So these videos, again, they're not necessarily meant to be watched, you know, in the front of your desk, sitting down. It's supposed to be something that you can just listen to and do alongside me. And that could be for anything, right? It can be for something you're studying for. It can be for an exercise routine. It can be for anything that requires consistent daily practice. If you need an easy way to hold yourself accountable, then you can use these videos as a way to do something alongside me virtually. You know, for example, I know a lot of people when they study, they also have, you know, a video of someone else studying. Those are very popular nowadays, especially for college students. Some of those like, oh, watch me study videos. You know, some people study while watching a watch me study video because it's relaxing and it probably helps them focus and they feel like they're studying with someone else. So in that same vein, I suppose, you can use these videos and you can walk alongside me. So because this video is an hour, I'll be going in and out of conversation. I'll talk about random things that pop into my head, but I probably won't be speaking the entire hour, because sometimes there's just not, you know, you can only talk about so many random things before you're just like babbling, which I tend to do anyways, but it is what it is. It's a beautiful day here, nice and hot. Had to make sure to put some sunscreen on my head That's actually, so here's the first random thing, right? Since I have very short hair, it's very important that I put sunscreen on my head, but I don't do it. And I'm not even gonna say I don't do it often, like I just straight up don't do it. But today I did, and hopefully I can make it a habit because it's good for me. It's good for my skin, it's good for my health. And I think for anyone else out there that has short hair, they should probably do the same thing. So it's something I'm certainly gonna start trying to do more often, especially on these walks. The dog party yesterday was a huge success. I want to talk a little bit about how the day went. I had a lot of family come over. We had a phenomenal time. I was able to use my Blackstone grill to be able to make some smash burgers. And the smash burgers were a smash. They were very good. And the best thing is they're very quick to make. You know, in the span of a couple of minutes, I was able to make a substantial amount of burgers. I probably made 10 burgers yesterday. I'd say anywhere from 10 to 15, but I was never really at the grill for more than like 5 or 10 minutes at a time. I made some caramelized onions on one side of the burner, and then on the other side, I made my smash burgers. Very simple, 80-20 patties, put some American cheese on them. I finally was able to use my cast iron burger press, which was very cool. I bought some parchment paper, and you know what, I tried using it like once, and I'm not saying it's bad to use, it's probably helpful, but what was easier for me, and my mom recommended this, is just to coat the bottom of the press with a little bit of oil. I have some, you know, spray on avocado oil, or not avocado oil, extra virgin olive oil, and that worked out great. The second batch of patties that I made came out perfect. They never stuck to the bottom of that press. So I'm actually planning on making more burgers tonight, and I'll probably use the same technique. And that was a lot of fun. And it's kind of cool being, you know, the quote unquote grill master, because who doesn't love food, right? I mean, you're responsible for feeding people, and it's a very important part of a party or any party you go to be well fed. So it's just very satisfying to, you know, not only cook for people, but also have the people that you're feeding enjoying your food. It feels nice when people actually like what you make and they tell you things like, oh yeah, I'd have it again. So very cool feeling that is, and looking forward to continue doing that, especially with more and more people. I was telling my dad that, man, you know, now I really understand what it must have felt like growing up when we used to go to the beach, and you know, my uncles and my dad would all be around the grill responsible for, you know, 20, 30 people, and they'd be cooking drumsticks and burgers and hot dogs, and you know, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of pressure, because people get hungry and they want to eat. We also had some very good desserts. We had an amazing charcuterie board that was made by my, well, I guess it's this local baker that my girlfriend knows, that I believe a lot of her family uses, and it was amazing. This charcuterie board was just awesome. They had chocolate chip cookies and grapes and an assortment of cheeses and honey. And man, I love cheese. I love cheese, strong cheese. They had these little like mini toasts. That's very good. That was amazing. So that kind of flew. And then we also had a pavlova cake, which I'm not sure if all pavlovas are like this, but at least this version kind of had like a crust and dulce de leche, which I'm not really sure how to say that in English. And then you had some whipped cream and strawberries. And the cool thing is the dessert, it just didn't feel heavy. You can really tell that it's homemade. It's pretty cool when you can really tell when something's homemade. Not only can you tell, but you can feel it. Here's another example. So I've been frequenting, my girlfriend and I have been frequenting this pizza spot called Mr. 01. And I remember, you know, we'd go and I have an entire pizza to myself. They don't have, I mean, they have small pizzas for kids, but apart from that, all the pizzas they make are kind of the same size. So I would have an entire pizza, which probably consists of like 6 slices. And I remember I was talking to the waitress and I said, hey, like, I eat this entire pizza and I feel amazing. If anything, I feel even leaner than I did before I had the pizza. And she was telling me, you know, they let the dough rest for 72 hours. and they don't add any sugar to the dough, which I can only imagine probably helps with, you know, all the bloating that you normally get from even having a slice or two of like Domino's or Pizza Hut. So it's very surprising how something with a lot more care can come out. It's very similar to when my mom bakes her own bread. You can really just feel the difference internally. Or, you know, also it's very similar to, I remember actually the first and only time I ever left the country was this year, and it was to Italy. And in Italy, of course, I had a lot of pizza and pasta. And it was the same over there. Although I will admit some pizzas and some pastas were not as good as others. Even though we're in Italy, not all pizzas and pastas are, you know, created equally. But for the pastas that were created exceptionally, I mean, it's a night and day difference from anything you can have here in the States. So very cool comparisons, very cool differences. And it's just pretty cool to see all that. All right, so I guess, oh, here we go. I just got a buzz on my phone and I thought it was like a checkpoint from the app. It's crazy to think, apparently we've already been doing 10 minutes. Man, that flies. And we're currently at 53 calories. Now, mind you, so obviously the calories burned, I'm not sure again how accurate this is, but I'm about 5'8", and I weigh close to 160 calories. I weigh 160 calories. I weigh close to 160 pounds. So use that to, you know, give yourself sort of an error, plus or minus on the amount of calories that you're burning. Wow, that is a big iguana. I don't know if you all saw in the video, but there was a big iguana climbing up on that tree. So yeah, taking a little bit of a different route today because we're challenging ourselves here. Doing something different. I encourage you to all do the same as well. While we're talking about challenges, let's talk about the upcoming week and how things will be changing a little bit here. So I want to try and do a 5K, but I, you know, like I said earlier, and maybe yesterday's video or 2 days ago, I'm sure there, you know, there's a portion of my audience, probably someone of you, only want to do walking, and probably maybe you're just getting into walking for the first time. So I can't imagine that a lot of you would want to just jump right into a 5K. Even though there is a Couch to 5K program, I think, you know, like if this was my first time doing any sort of dedicated walking, I wouldn't immediately jump into a program like that. So I don't want to start just making Couch to 5K videos, because then, like I said, I lose a portion of my audience that enjoys these more long form pieces of content where I'm just doing walking and nothing else that's more intense. So starting on Tuesday, which would be the first Couch to 5K video, I'll be posting 2 videos. Or rather, let me say it like this. Any day that there's a Couch to 5K video, there will also be a walking video. Or, okay, how about this? Third time's a charm. I'm always gonna make walking videos. There will always be a walking video that's at least 30 minutes so that the portion of my audience that just wants to walk and do nothing more and just get into a consistent, healthy habit of walking can have something to look forward to. And then on the days where we have an extra challenge, for example, I think next week will be Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, then there'll just be a second upload, right? There'll be a second video that we're putting on the channel, that I'm putting on the channel, so that those of you interested in pushing it a little bit more, trying something a little bit new, can also watch and benefit from those videos. Hopefully at the end of the 6 weeks, that will culminate in some video of me doing a 5K. And that'd be awesome. The only time I ever did a marathon, or is a 5K considered a marathon, or is a marathon is that the name for a run with a certain mileage? Anyway, the last time I did any sort of organized run was probably in my teen years. So at least, what, 11 years ago when I was 19? And that was a part of my church. My church was doing this sort of community run. And I joined it, and I probably hadn't trained at all. But, well, maybe, because I remember trying to do some jogging back in high school, so maybe I had trained a little bit, but it's been a very long time, so it's important for me to continue doing these daily walks, so I'm always sort of training somewhat, or at least staying fit. But it'll be a lot of fun. And after the 5K, we'll see where that leads, right? Maybe I'll do another 5K, maybe I'll go to the next, challenge. But over time, the goal is to progressively overload. And that's what I'm hoping all this work is doing for me. The walking, the strength training, the mobility, so on and so forth. We're trying to become well-rounded athletes here. Again, I'm not very interested to be great at any one of those three things. Like, if you ask me, would you rather be good? Would you rather have good cardio, good strength, and good flexibility, or just be very strong? I'd probably pick the former. Only because I hear that as you get older, being strong, it's still incredibly important, but as you get older, I think the cardio and mobility probably help you more, unless you're very weak, right? If you're very weak, then work on your strength. But this is just from what I've read, doing cursory research here and there. I'm by no means an expert, but this is just from all the different articles and videos and podcasts that I've listened to and read. So we'll see where it takes us. It's a nice hot day here. It's very good to get some sun. It's funny because at this point, I don't really know where I'm walking. At some point earlier in the video, I had a rough idea, but now I don't. As long as there's a road in front of me, I'm just going to keep walking there, and at the end, I'll pull up my map to figure it out. How to get back. Okay, so according to the application, we're about to be at 17 minutes, and I've lost 82 calories, which, I don't know, does that sound too good to be true? I want to look to see average amount of calories, so average amount of calories lost in a 30-minute walk. Depending on your weight, you can burn 100 to 200 calories within 30 minutes of brisk walking. So what is considered brisk walking? What is considered brisk walking? Like, what's the pace for that? 100 steps per minute or 3 to 3.5 miles per hour? The thing is, it just says distance, pace. Is 20 minute a good walking pace? Oh, okay, 18 minutes a mile. So how many minutes per mile? So let's do brisk walking, minutes per mile. Walking speed, minutes per mile. But I want to do brisk walking speed. Okay, so common walking paces. Easy walk is 20 minutes per mile, or 12.25 minutes per kilometer. Moderate to brisk walk is 15 to 20 minutes per mile, or 9. Okay, so 15 to 20 minutes. So I want to get that number lower. Yeah, because according to what I just read and what I see, it doesn't seem like I'm walking that fast. So 91 calories.
Miles. Average pace 18 minutes 48 seconds per mile. Split pace 18 minutes 48 seconds per mile.
Yeah. Obviously, this is an application. It doesn't really have any idea of my body composition. All I put was my height and weight. So it's going to try to assume, I'm assuming it's going based off historical data and statistically based on all the users that are using the application. But I think it's probably too good to be true. But hey, I'll take it. It's something, right? Because after a while, your baseline becomes whatever it is. Like, even if I'm off by 100 miles, the data points will normalize over a certain time. Like let's say in reality it's 50 calories that I'm burning, but the app says I'm burning 100, right? I mean, if this is my first walk, I can base everything off today's walk. So any more or less is relative to that first walk. So at the end of the day, the numbers matter, but what matters most is that we're out here doing the actual walk. It's very easy to get caught up in the numbers and not actually do the thing. So like I said, as long as we're out here, we're walking, we're enjoying the walk, we're doing the thing, that's like more than half the battle. Okay, so I went in a circle, it looks like. So I'll try to go through this smaller circle here. Okay, so now my pace is getting better. I have started to walk a little faster. So now we're looking at 17:20. I'm at 100 calories now. So let's keep going. During this walk, if you're listening, I want you to think about the upcoming week. Think about what it is that you want to accomplish and just focus on this week, Don't worry so much about the too far future. There's no reason to, get bogged down by all that. Just focus on what it is you want to accomplish now and this upcoming week. Think about what you want to do tomorrow and Tuesday, every single day. Give yourself a goal for the end of the week, right? So like my goal is to actually do the first 3 days of the Couch to 5K and continue going to the gym. If I can do that this upcoming week, then I've accomplished my goal, Give yourself a goal that's just out of your reach, but manageable. If you shoot too far, then it's easy to get discouraged, and then you end up not doing anything. So let's say that, here's a good example. Let's say that this whole week, you walked 2 out of the 7 days, right? Maybe now next week you do 3. Or maybe you walked every single day, but you did 5 minutes. Maybe now this upcoming week you can do every single day for 6 or 7 minutes. There's no reason to rush the process. It's a very common, popular saying, but in reality, trust the process. I promise you that consistency is the most important thing. You will always win if you're consistent. The people that you see that are most successful, they're successful because they showed up. It's like, so I'm a little bit interested in investing. I'm by no means a financial advisor or an expert with investing, but there is a famous investor, Dave Ramsey, there he is. And whether you like his advice or not, one of the things that he says that I do believe is the people that he finds out to be the wealthiest are the people that actually invested. There's a lot of people that talk about investing, but they don't do it. You know who actually becomes wealthy? The person that every time they get a paycheck, they put some money aside and they invest it. Whether it's $500, I was gonna say whether it's $5 or $500 or $5,000, the person that actually does it is the one that's going to see the greatest reward. And it's very similar to what we're doing here. I mean, not to beat a dead horse or sound like a broken cassette, but just show up for the walk. Do the thing. Thanksgiving is coming up here. I'm definitely looking forward to that, mostly for the food. Well, of course, I have a lot to be grateful for. My family and friends, my loved ones, my work, my life. And Thanksgiving is always a fun time. Definitely for the food. I'll be celebrating Thanksgiving this year with two families, so my family and then my girlfriend's family, which frankly I love. I'm the type of person, I'm very extroverted. I really, really believe that I get my energy from other people. Man, I went through this phase, so I think when I was growing up, I was extroverted as a kid, middle school, high school, and then I got to college. And I don't know what happened to me, but I just went in the complete opposite direction. I really, really secluded myself. And I thought to myself, I felt like an outcast. Like I made myself believe that I was an outcast. Can you believe that? And I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool to like seclude myself. And it was a very, very weird time. I wouldn't say it's a regret necessarily, but if I can go back in time, I would take way more advantage of being a student. I would try to go out of my way to network, meet people, talk to random people, make friends, lose friends, just enjoy life and try things out. But I didn't, but that's fine because I realized that and I'm trying now to correct. So the reason I said I was an extrovert in the context of Thanksgiving is because I'm the type of person that, man, I want to be the one to host Thanksgiving when I get older, when I have a family. I want to be the one having the party, inviting everyone, taking care of everything, being a good host. That's just something that I feel comes naturally to me, you know? I love being with people. That's funny. I'm pretty sure that person I just walked past works at the gym I go to. Small world. Not the person cutting the lawn, rather the girl that was walking with the black shirt. Yeah, I remember when I met my girlfriend's aunt for the first time, my girlfriend was telling me like she's the type of person that, you know, not in reality, but the mentality is like, oh, my door's just unlocked and people just come in and out as they please because I want my house to be that type of house. And I agree, like, when I have a family, I want to be the type of house that my children can invite their friends to, you know, at any time, just to have a good time, have good food, have laughter, and I want to be the house that has like the activities, and I grew up that way, so I want to give my children the same thing. My family did, I believe, an extremely good job of keeping the kids entertained when it came to the holidays or just anything. I mean, we used to have family gatherings every weekend just for fun. And when all my family was younger, I mean, we'd stay up till 3 or 4 on a Saturday, just all the time. We had the pool, you know, pool parties and barbecues, and it was just an amazing moment for me that I truly believe just formed, you know, it made me the man that I am today, all that stuff combined. I just thought of something that would be pretty cool, and I believe this already exists, but it'd be cool if I sort of started really solidifying this YouTube community that I'm hoping to create. And if we all had a way of sharing our walks, I guess we could use this app. Although I'm not very, you know, people have privacy concerns, which I'm 100% for. I don't think that sharing your walking path is really important as much as it is, like if there was just a way for us to anonymously, you know, share the amount of calories that we've burned, I think probably level 0 of that is just doing it on the comments in YouTube. Just saying, oh, hey, I followed your walk today and this is the amount of calories I burned. That's probably level 0. But then I think taking that a step further is having some other application that we can all share the amount of calories we've lost and then look at that over a span of time. It'd be cool to have a leaderboard with, you know, people that are really into it in the community, have challenges, you know, some I'm gonna start looking into. I'm gonna see if I can try and get in the shade here. Probably what I'm gonna do as I approach, I think I should have brought a water bottle out here because it is very hot. So I need to make sure I stay well hydrated. So I might pause the video in a second just to get some water, because yes, it's hot and I'm sweating a lot. Very, very important to stay hydrated. I have a nice big water bottle that I can use. It's my girlfriend's, but there's just something about the way the water tastes. You know, I mean, do you guys understand, like, some water tastes crispier than others? So here's my whole thing. Like, I learned about this, the acidity of water. Is that what it's called, the acidity of water? And you can have, no, the pH, sorry, the pH of water. You can have more acid or more alkaline. Right, so alkaline water tends to taste very clear and crisp. Like if you've ever tried Evian. Evian is my favorite water because it's very alkaline. I remember going to Italy and I forgot the name. Agua Pana. I think that's what it's called, Agua Pana. Very alkaline water, tastes delicious. But then if you have something like, is it Dasani or Aquafina? It tastes very minerally. It's probably more acidic. Some people like that type of thing. Now I wonder, are there benefits to having either? Are there benefits to having more acidic water versus more alkaline water? I hope acidic is the right term in terms of the pH scale. I think it is. I don't know if there's benefits to either side, but I like alkaline water. It's refreshing. It's the only thing that's actually refreshing. So this is nice because this little pause that I'm gonna do will come just at around our 30-minute mark. Well, actually at 31 minutes right now. Looks like I have burned 156 calories. So I think we're looking good. Looking phenomenal. I mean, if the 30 minutes shows anything, looks like we'll burn close to 300 calories. So this will be a very fun way to track our progress over time and have some nice totals. Actually, I'd encourage all of you to, keep a daily log of the amount of calories and then sum it up at the end of the week. See how many calories you burned. All right, so I'm gonna take a little break here, currently at 33 minutes, 15 seconds as I'm reading this, at 166 calories. So I'm gonna pause the video here, and the next time you see me, I'll be carrying a water bottle and having drank a good amount of water, and then we'll just proceed from there and continue having a blast doing this. So I'll see you all shortly. I'm gonna pause my progress here, and I'll pause the video. All right, we are back from our water break. I'm resuming the progress we got going here. So we're at 33 minutes and 40 seconds. That was a really nice break. Let me show you what I'm working with here. I got this nice, really big water bottle. It's with me now, which is very important. I now know to always do this. Although I suppose sometimes at night it's not too bad, but I also had something a little bit extra. I had 4 little pieces of cheese and 4 pieces of salami. We kept that charcuterie board from last night, and there's still a lot on that plate to go for, so that was a nice snack. So we're gonna wrap up here with these 27 minutes or so. I feel re-energized and ready to go. I highly encourage everyone to, especially if you're walking in a really hot area, you're going for an hour-long walk like this. Admittedly, I haven't done a 1-hour walk in probably, a month or two. So Not saying that's a very long time to not have done it, but it's certainly not something I'm used to doing every day. So it's important that I take care of myself. It's important that all of us take care of ourselves, right? Let me do this little video check here. Okay, things are looking good. I got 47% left on the battery. I did bring an extra battery in case it goes out, but I'm not anticipating that we are left without any, so. If you look closely, you can see the neighborhood cat. I'm not sure of his or her name, but I have seen the cat in many different houses. He was actually in my house like 2 weeks ago for a couple days. He just chilled. That's the cool thing about cats, like they're so self-sufficient. My dogs would not last a minute outside, but this cat is just a trooper. Super excited to be able to do this. So far, this has gone exactly how I planned. I mean, I don't really plan for it to go any specific way, but it feels good. All right, anyway, let's talk about something. So, the Hunger Games sequel is coming out soon. I was just made aware of this by my girlfriend. I have seen the Hunger Games movies before, rather recently, within like the last year or two. I didn't really join, I didn't hop on the Hunger Games train when the movies were coming out. But now that I've seen them, I see why people watch them, because I thought they were really good. So the Hunger Games prequel coming out in 10 days, right? November 22nd, I think. Is it Wednesday? Anyway, I already bought tickets for the movie, so I'm excited to go and see it. I bought tickets for that Wednesday at 7 p.m. at a local movie theater that I love to go to. One of those movie theaters that serves food and drinks. Every single time I go to the theaters, I always have their nachos because I love their steak nachos. So one of the main reasons I like to go is for the nachos. And it's always fun to see a good movie while eating nachos.
Time 36 minutes 48 seconds. Total distance 2.0 miles. Average pace 18 minutes 24 seconds per mile. Split pace 18 minutes per mile.
Nice, nice. I don't know if y'all heard that, but it looks like we've walked 2 miles already. We're about 36 minutes in. Yeah, so I think half an hour walks every single day, Monday to Saturday, followed by a 1 hour walk on a Sunday is the move. Man, are these, I think these ducks are fighting. Huh, interesting. Oh, wow. Yeah, that duck is not a happy duck. Oh, man. I just see this duck. I'm sorry, I know the video is maybe a little wobbly, but wow, that duck is very, I don't know, something happened with those ducks. They weren't happy. Oh, nice, we're in some shade. Good, good. Shade is needed. I guess lesson learned, don't walk in the afternoon when the sun is at its brightest and hottest. But I think we're okay with the amount of food we just ate and some water. We'll be fine. But yeah, next Sunday we'll walk closer to 5, right before the sun sets. So hey, let's say 4:30. 4:30 will be a good time. So there's a application I've also just learned about this morning called All Trails. And man, like it looks like a cool application. I can go and see a ton of different hiking trails around my area. But the one thing I don't like is that you have to pay for it. So you have to pay. It's like, I just don't like apps that force you to pay to be healthy. I think health should be accessible to anyone at any time, anywhere. I shouldn't have to pay for health. I don't know. I get that it's it's a business, right, to be healthy. But man, like I feel I'd get more users. Like if I can find other non-invasive ways to make money or profit. I mean, everyone needs to make money, right? We all need to make money to live. That's just the nature of it. But I wouldn't want to charge people to use my app to stay healthy. If there were other non-invasive ways that I could figure out to make money, I'd rather do that than pay for someone to use my app, because I'd bank on volume. I think that I would just rely on the amount of people I'd be getting, because the app is free, no barriers to entry, and then, like I said, somehow make money off that. Maybe a very, non-invasive small ad here and there, nothing too crazy. Or at least make it like a donation-based system, If I used an app that's like, you can use this app entirely for free, but by the way, if you want to help support us, you can make a donation, I would donate. But yeah, it's annoying how that is. Nice. It's got a little bit cooler, so it's nice. Man, I won't lie, I'm looking forward to having more of that charcuterie. Let's get a little bit of water. If anyone plays Fallout New Vegas, there is a little indicator on your HUD that comes up every once in a while that takes, I think it says something like, you take a sip from your trusty Vault 13 canteen. So that's what we're about to do. We're gonna take a sip from our Vault 13 canteen right here. Take a couple swigs of that, and your body will thank you. That's one of the cool things about walking too, right? It forces you to drink a lot more water. Like if you're struggling to get your daily water intake, then go on a walk. Now, does it balance out? Like, let's say I'm supposed to get like 5 or 8 cups a day, I think, as a male. I don't know if this is the same for male or female, but is it supposed to be 8 cups a day on top of, I don't know, like a normal baseline? Like if I lose a ton of water through walking or through sweating, like if I lose 8 cups of water, I don't know, that's probably really bad, but if I drink that amount back, do I just get back to like a net zero? Or how does that work exactly? I'm not sure. I'm once again lost. Let's see if I can find my way back. Last time I found my way back last time without a map, so could we do the same thing this time? Perhaps. Let me get a map going just in case. Let's do a quick check here. We're at 43 minutes. About to hit 45. Got 15 minutes left. We've burned a total of 219 calories. I think our pace, I don't know if when I'm done here, is it gonna give me a average pace, but we'll see. I think on the stats, I would at least like to put calories burned and distance walked. That'd be good for most people to see. Let's see here. So where are we exactly? If I keep walking this way. Wow, this is a weird looking map here. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah. I can keep walking straight here and I'll be just fine. Actually, yeah, that might take the remainder of the duration. Let's get another swig of water here. How big is this actually? 32 ounces. Nice. Excuse me. Oh, I think we're coming back to the area with the angry ducks. This is a little more of a quieter second half, as you can tell. Let's all focus on the remaining time we have left. Try to keep up a consistent pace, and let's finish strong. It's been a journey. Very happy that we're doing this. I know I've said that many times, but it's the truth. Let's do a quick progress check here. All right, so we're at 49 minutes, approaching 50. At that point, we'll have 10 minutes left, and we'll be done with our walk. If you've made it this far, please give yourself a pat on the back. This is a pretty amazing achievement. I promise you that all this walking will pay off. If it hasn't already, 1 week of solid, consistent walking, you've probably noticed some results. And like I said, we're not stopping. We're gonna keep going here with these walks and making sure that we're getting our daily steps. Now, there's this like very popular number I hear a lot, the 10,000 daily steps. Send it. That's a great sticker. It's true. We're gonna send it. Anyway, 10,000 daily steps. I think that's probably an amazing goal to hit. But again, you know, let's say you've never walked before. You go on Instagram, you go on YouTube, you see a ton of these probably already very fit people, you know, saying that you should walk 10,000 steps a day. If you try to walk 10,000 steps a day for your first time, you'll probably never do it again because it's gonna be really hard, you know? So when you hear 10,000 steps, you can work towards that as a goal. But again, it's not like, let's say for a couple months you do 1,000 steps and then 2,000 steps, 3,000 steps, so on and so forth. It's not like all that other work you've put in is meaningless, right? Even if you do 1,000 steps a day, that's still incredible. I think getting to 10,000 is a, I don't know, maybe I don't even know if a guideline, but a suggestion perhaps. But again, don't worry so much about the numbers. Just get out there and walk. 10,000 steps is pretty difficult. And to be fair, I've watched a couple of like famous YouTubers talking about their own journey or challenge to 10,000 steps. And it looks like, I don't know, a lot of them struggle with it a lot. And of course, you can always make more time for it, but one of the main reasons I like walking is because I don't have to drastically change my schedule to, you know, accommodate. If I find myself having to make too many lifestyle changes, I'm not gonna be consistent. And I promise you, again, not to sound like a broken record player, but if you're doing, you know, let's say every Saturday you do 10,000 steps, and there's someone else that every day does 1,000 steps, right? The guy doing 1,000 steps every day is gonna beat you. He's doing it consistently throughout the entire year. You're only doing 1 day of 10,000 steps. There's actually a clip that I saw on Joe Rogan's podcast. I forget his name, but he was talking about, I think he was talking about some pull-ups and why, you know, he doesn't train like crazy every single day. Like he'd rather do 5 pull-ups every day for an entire week than do, I don't know, a set to a failure twice a week, right? Consistency is king, I'm telling you, it's king. Anyway, enough about that. You guys already know it. You're here watching the video with me. Well, you're not, well, yeah, I guess we're both watching the video, but I'm living the video, you're watching it. All right. Let's get another little swig of water here. I feel like I'm nearing having drank the whole bottle, which is good. Nothing like some cold water on a hot day. Whew. Okay, that was crazy. I just saw a condom on the floor. And there's the wrapper. Okay. Wow, that's funny. And I've only seen that a handful of times, and literally I can count on the amount of fingers. And for some reason, I remember each time I've seen that because it's just a rare thing to see. Maybe. Maybe in some places it's not that rare. I don't know. But at least here, it's a little bit rare. I mean, I guess they're doing something right. Yeah, at least they're protecting themselves. I guess good on them, right?
Time 55 minutes, 3 seconds. Total distance 3.0 miles. Average pace 18 minutes, 21 seconds per mile. Split pace 18 minutes, 14 seconds per mile.
Okay, I see. So it gives me a notification every time we do a mile. So we've just done 3 miles. Let's see if we can just finish the remainder of this bottle right here. All right, 32-ounce bottle of water drank. Very good. That's awesome. That's definitely more water than I get on any given day. I'm not the best at drinking water, be honest. Get your water. We are nearing the end of our walk. We have about 30 seconds left. I want to say to everyone that has joined me on today's long walk, double the time from what we normally do. I want to congratulate all of you if you have been able to watch a little bit of my videos every single week. I want to thank you all so much for having done so. I hope that these videos have served as a great reference and template for your own fitness goals, and I hope that I can help you make a positive change in your life. So we're going to wrap things up here. Again, I may or may not do a stretching video afterwards. If I do, you'll see it, and if not, well, we can always do it another day. I might just want this video to be focused on this 1 hour walk, and that's it. Let me know if you would like to see a stretching video in the future. With all that being said, we are now past 1 hour. Thank you all again for watching so much, and I will see you all in tomorrow's video. We'll get back to 30 minutes. On Tuesday, we will start our couch to 5K. Later.